Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great day today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related. And today we are going to do a little inventory update. The last video I did on my inventory was the beginning of January, I believe, or maybe it was like my end of year update sometime around the new year. But I'm just gonna go through the products that I have. Spoiler alert, I think my collection overall has grown a little bit. I think I should start doing like full tallies. Like I have all the numbers written down. So I did declutter a lot of products, but I also did bring some new products into my collection. So we're just going to go through each of the different categories and talk through like what products I got rid of, what products I'm keeping, and what products I have brought into my collection. So with that being said, if you like these types of videos, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and let's just hop into it. So we're going to start off with primers, and my primer category did increase by quite a bit, probably more than I need, but it is because specifically I got PR from Smashbox and they sent me 5 primers that I haven't even used yet. But number wise, I went from 7 primers to 10 primers. I know that I did finish the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip in my Project Pan series, and I'm working through my Maybelline Master Prime Pore and Blur Minimize primer right now. So I did decrease some, but since Smashbox sent me all of their primers to try, that number has just increased by a ton. I haven't even used these yet. So these are 5 primers that have added to my collection. You know, like I probably don't fully need, but I do want to try them out before like deciding if I want them or to pass them on to like friends, family, donate it or whatever. So I don't think all 5 of these will stay in my collection once I've had a chance to try them all, but for now they're here. And the primer number gives me a little bit of the heebie-jeebies just because that is so many primers for one person, one face. I really don't need this many, but like I said, since these were all gifted, I don't think I'm gonna hold on to all of them once I actually get a chance to try them out. So I foresee this number kind of decreasing come like my mid-year inventory update. The next category I have are foundations. So the end of 2021 I had 10, the end of 2022 I had 11, and currently I have 9. So I did a full foundation declutter a couple of months ago that is decluttering all of my foundations that were just too orange on me, foundations that I didn't really love and use that much because of the undertone. Since then, I have brought in a couple of skin tints. I've brought in the Glossier skin tint. I have 2 more skin tints coming from my Sephora VIB recommendation or Sephora VIB sale. I'm gonna do a whole different video on that. So now I have 9 foundations. I think this is manageable. I don't necessarily think that I need 9 foundations, but at least the number has decreased, and you know, I'm really happy with the foundations that I have right now. So overall, foundations has gone down, and so have concealers. So in 2021 I had 5 concealers, 2022 I had 12, and now I am at 9 concealers. I'm also currently working on my NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer, one of the ones that I have, so hopefully by the mid-year inventory that will decrease to 8. For the most part, the decrease comes from declutters because, again, like I said, I decluttered a lot of foundations and concealers that were the wrong undertone on me. I have only brought in a couple since, and the ones that I brought in are more of those like light coverage concealers. For powders, I did increase with 1 powder. I recently bought the Glossier Wowder, and I also just purchased the Charlotte Tilbury whatever powder. So for powders, I did increase a little bit. I went from 5 powders in 2021, 8 powders in 2022, and currently I'm at 9 powders. I don't think that's like too bad. I definitely need to work on my powder still, and I know powders take a really long time to pan and use up. If you watch my Project Pan series, my Kosas powder has taken me so long to work through. But for the most part, I don't think this is outrageous. I think I just need to continue working on using them up, and maybe limit the amount of powders I'm purchasing in the next year. For bronzers, it did go up, but not by much. So in 2021, I had 7 bronzers. 2022, I had 16, and I'm currently at 17 bronzers. This includes all of like my contours as well. For the most part, I don't think this is, again, I don't think it's unmanageable. Some of these are also cream products, so when I use those tend to go by quicker than powder products. I don't think that 17 bronzers is normal for someone non-beauty lovers. I do like all the ones I have, and I'm gonna continue working my way through them. For highlighters, I did increase a little bit. I went from 4 highlighters to 10 to 12. So I did increase my highlighters by 2. I don't think that's that bad. You know, I don't wear highlighter as often anymore, so I do think that probably should not have happened. The one that I've been reaching for the most right now is the Merit. This is the Day Glow Highlighting Balm in the shade Citrine. And this is just really pretty if you want like a natural looking highlighter. It gives a really pretty shine, and there's no like visible glitters in it, so it just looks like a really pretty radiant shine. I think highlighters could decrease a little bit, but I don't want to declutter any of them yet because I have been really liking the highlighters that are in my collection. For blush, you can probably guess that this category did go up. In 2021, I had 16. In 2022, I had 24, and currently I am at 28. Again, this includes a blush that I picked up during the Sephora VIP sale. This also includes blushes that I picked up during like my full face of K-Beauty and Glossier videos. So I don't think this is too excessive. I mean, obviously 28 is a lot, but I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm working on finishing up a blush right now in my project pan. Even though it's a lot, I love all of my blushes, and I do declutters relatively often, so I know that I'm not neglecting any of them. Like I truly feel like I'm using all of them a good amount. So yeah, even though there's a lot, I don't think it's like too excessive. I think I'm kind of just going with the flow and being more mindful of my purchases of blushes. So for face palettes, I went from 2 in 2021, 3 in 2022, and I'm back down to 2 specifically because I ended up giving one of my close friends the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. My friend is much paler than I am, and the bronzer genuinely like shows up for her, so I decided to give it to her because I'm not getting use out of it. I hate that I spent so much money on it, and honestly I would rather have her have it and use it and enjoy it than me just holding on to it out of spite. So I did decrease in the number of face palettes. I'm not a huge face palette person, so I don't see myself purchasing any more in the next year, couple years, the rest of my life. And the 2 face palettes that I do have, I honestly don't reach for very often because I have a lot of individual bronzers and blushes, and I just tend to reach for those more. So face palettes has gone down. For eyeshadow palettes, in 2021, I had 23. In 2022, I had 19, and currently I'm at 16. This is mainly because I gave that same friend 5 of the ColourPop 9-pan eyeshadow palettes I had. I gave my friend all of the colorful ones, and I just kept going coconuts for myself. So that's like a huge decrease right there. And I did add a couple smaller palettes into my collection, namely the Unleashia Glitterpedia palette, which I have been obsessed with lately. So I'm glad that those have a better home. While I did love those palettes, I just have so many, and I say this all the time, but I really don't wear eyeshadow that often, and lately I've really been reaching for more of my single shadows rather than palettes themselves. So to me, this makes sense that I am slowly decreasing the number of eyeshadow palettes I have. I think 16 is a good number. I think I have a good range of colors and formulas to choose from with those eyeshadow palettes, so I'm actually pretty happy with how my collection is looking in terms of eyeshadow palettes. For lip liners, I went from 10 in 2021, 13 in 2022, and currently I'm at 12. This is specifically because I gave that friend my Rare Beauty lip liner in the shade Humble. I think it was Humble. That color is just a little bit too pink on me. I don't really like that color on my skin tone, and I also gave her the matching lipstick that I had. So I didn't use up any lip liners. That was just a declutter that I had that I ended up giving to my friend. For glosses and balms, I went from 12 in 2021 to 29 in 2022. And I am now at 32. My lips are perpetually dry, so I love a good lip balm and I love trying new lip balm formulas. The problem is not all of them are super effective for me, so I have all these lip balms and I don't tend to reach for a lot of them because they are not super hydrating for me. You know, I don't think 3 is like a huge increase from the beginning of the year. I think that kind of makes sense to me. I know that I have a lip product in my project pan right now, so I'm like slowly making my way through all of my lip products. I don't think that's a huge increase, so I'm not mad about that. For lipsticks themselves, I went from 22 in 2021, 15 in 2022, and I am still at 15. So I have decluttered some and I have brought some back into my collection, so it just ended up balancing out. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with all the lipsticks I have in my collection. I'm not like a huge lipstick girly, but the ones that I do have in my collection I do use and I do like. So, you know, I think my lipstick collection is pretty curated to what I like in a lipstick. I'm pretty happy with that. For eyeliners, I went from 14 in 2021, 13 in 2022, and I am back at 14. This is specifically because I bought a liquid liner in my full face of K-beauty video. I can link it here if you want to watch it. I don't wear eyeliner that often. I've decluttered a couple eyeliners. A couple of the eyeliners I have are like wet liners for when I want a really colorful look, and I have quite a few colorful like creamy eyeliners that Again, I only reach for them when I have a specific look in mind, so they don't get a ton of usage, but the number hasn't increased a ton, so I'm not super mad about it. Like I said, I am going to use them until they dry up, and I don't really have an urge to buy a ton of eyeliners though, so you know, it's just kind of like an item that I like to have in case I want something, like I want a specific look, but I don't go out searching for new eyeliners to try. So for mascaras, the mascara category isn't something that I take too seriously because I do try to rotate out my mascaras every couple months. It's not every 3 months, which I know it should be, but I do tend to like throw them out when they start getting dry. So I went from 8 to 9 to 10 in the past 3 years. So I don't think that's bad. I mean, I don't think any of the mascaras I have in my collection right now are the same mascaras that I had 2 years ago, which is a good sign. This also includes the mascara base that I got in my K-beauty video. So, you know, I've been having a good time trying to find combinations that I really like with the Pomelo Essence mascara base thingy that I got. For the single shadows category, I went from 4 in 2021, 15 in 2022, and now I am at 22 single eyeshadows. That is a lot. That is probably way more than I need. I should do a declutter on my single shadows. That includes like pot eyeshadows and also cream eyeshadows and liquid eyeshadows. I think that's a bit much. I know that I like a lot of my glittery eyeshadows, but I also have a few like matte eyeshadow sticks that I don't really reach for. I think those I can definitely get rid of. So I think this number could be smaller, and I also think that 22 is quite excessive in general. I don't necessarily think I need 22 eyeshadow toppers or things like that. So this is probably something that I will do a declutter on soon. I'm planning on doing a full video of swatching my eyeshadows, but I think that it would make sense for me to do a separate like decluttering my single eyeshadows and swatches, and then a separate eyeshadow palette video. So stay tuned for that. I think that's a really good idea, and let's declutter some of these single shadows because I probably don't need 22 of them. And the last category I have here are brow products. In 2021 I had 13, 2022 I had 16, and I'm currently back at 13. That's like fine to me. I don't really have like a huge inkling to buy new brow products. I'm currently working through my Kosas Brow Pop, and I have had a brow pencil in my Project Pan series since I started it, so I'm always working my way through a brow pencil. I think I have like 4 or 5 different brow pencils right now, so this is just me saying that yes, that kind of seems like a lot. I don't think I need 13, but also I think that, you know, I'm getting good usage out of them. I'm actively working to try and finish some of them up, so I'm not mad about that. That is a general decrease, so that's pretty good in my opinion. Okay, so totaling that all up, in 2021 I had 161 products. At the end of 2022 I had 220, and currently I have 230. So overall I've increased by 10. I don't think that's too bad. Honestly, I think that some of the items I have in here are going to be decluttered soon. I don't think 10 is necessarily that bad in terms of number of increased. My big categories are definitely my blushes, bronzers, lip balms and glosses, and my single shadows. I think those are the categories where I think I have probably more than I need. It is what it is. I do enjoy making content. I do enjoy like being on YouTube and just talking with you guys, so a big part of that comes with trying new products all the time. It's a really hard balance to try new things but also have a collection that is manageable and curated, so I don't know. I'm still personally trying to figure out that balance. I know that I set a budget for this year of $50 a month, so $600 for the total year. I've honestly probably used like 2/3 of it at this point. Definitely more than half. Like, I think it's actually a little bit more than half, and it's only the end of April. It's only May, so we're not even halfway through the year. If you want to learn more about it, I can link the video here for you, but for the most part, I think I'm doing okay, and I don't think this is like wildly insane. I know a lot of the bigger YouTubers have like massive collections that take up entire walls. I definitely don't want to get to that place. I think I'm doing pretty good. All of my makeup still fits in my little Target cubby here and in my desk vanity type thing. So as long as it all fits in there, I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was insightful into my collection. I will be posting a single shadow declutter soon. I'm thinking I might even film it today while it's fresh in my brain. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys are new here, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. I am posting 2 videos a week on Mondays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you want to be notified every time I post, be sure to hit that little bell icon. And I recently saw that I hit 500 subscribers, and I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope this is helpful for you guys who want to have a really curated collection and really make sure you're getting a lot of usage out of the products you have in your collection. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye!